Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening and welcome to the GBN television news for Thursday, November 18th, 2021. In the headlines, Public Workers Union claims government ministers got 4% salary increase as well, but one minister says that is not so. Questions surround the number of doses required to be considered fully vaccinated against COVID-19. NDC executive pays tribute to long-standing members of the party. Trade union using International Men Day as an opportunity to get men to check their health. In around the globe, unvaccinated students have been neglected by the authorities in Antigua and Barbuda. Internationally, schools in the Indian capital shut indefinitely as smog worsens. Coming up in sports, West Indies senior men's team arrived in Gali ahead of their two-match test series against Sri Lanka. We'll bring you the details of these and other stories right after this.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Thanks for joining us. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh with the details. Top story tonight. Is it true that government ministers got a 4% increase in their salary similar to that of public sector union? According to the Public Workers Union, based on investigations, it has been discovered that government ministers have indeed gotten it. As we hear in this Gerald Joseph report, it has now exacerbated an issue already in contention.
The ministers themselves have taken on that 4%. As far as we know, they are not on our bargaining unit.
Pay yourself first, however disenfranchised a number of public workers who are under fixed-term contracts is a real issue of contention for the Public Workers Union. The Public Workers Union has now charged the Cabinet, appointed ministers and the NMP administration to reconsider their stance. According to PW President Brian Grimes, at least 75 nurses among many frontline health sector and other contracted public officers since August have been left without the additional 4% salaries to contend with inflation and rise in the cost of living.
A number of our workers generally who give general services within the public service, they are told you cannot get the 4% because, what is it? You're not on the bargaining unit. That is what they claim, despite the fact, and I want it to be known, that these workers pay union dues on a monthly basis.
Grimes says such a practice is unfair and inhumane, whereby policymakers are seeking their own interest.
There is still time. I am calling on the policymakers, the members of cabinet, parliamentarians, to make this matter square, make this matter fair.
The PW leader reiterates that these government ministers have failed to do right by the workers whom they have praised.
And if you don't want to give them, at least to yourself you say, as a minister, I have so many allowances. I have telephone allowance, I have gas allowance, several allowances which do not come to mind at this point, but they exist if research is done. you still give yourself the 4%. Why? Because cost of living is going up. Doesn't it affect these workers that we praise?
He says it behoves the question to the rationale for segregating public officers, making them feel that they are children of lesser gods, while noting their unhappiness. Health Minister Nicholas Steele, speaking to GBN on Thursday, denies that government ministers have received any salary increases. Political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell, recently made his party stance known on the issue of contracts within the public service.
There should be one public service. There should not be parallel public service running alongside the public service.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In other news, the heading of CNN's Coronavirus Weekly newsletter, which is issued every Wednesday, reads, "The definition of fully vaccinated is changing to 3 COVID-19 doses. But in Grenada, if you've received 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, you are considered fully vaxxed. So what does that mean going forward? Let's hear more in this Gerard Joseph report.
Some wealthy nations are now reconsidering the definition of fully vaccinated, which usually means 2 COVID-19 jabs. According to CNN's Coronavirus newsletter, this is being done to contend with fading vaccine immunity and rising infections due to the Delta variant. The newsletter went on to say other European nations are moving towards mandates on booster jabs. And by December 15th, anyone over the age of 65 will need a 3rd dose to revalidate their vaccination pass in France. Health Minister Nicholas Steele tells GBN that Grenada's vaccination policy, in terms of the vaccines that are approved, is based on the World Health Organization.
We do understand that there are certain countries that are much larger than us, have greater resources, and therefore have their own, like in the US Center for Disease Control or Public Health UK, etc., that would make these decisions.
Minister Steele elaborates that Grenada relies on Pan American Health Organization and CARPHA in this region, who take the lead from the WHO.
Coming out of WHO, we would begin to follow it. At the moment, though, our issue is the access to vaccines and how difficult it has been for us to get these vaccines for our population, but we endeavor and we will push forward. So it means it's even harder for some individuals and countries like Grenada. If we do move to 3, we're having such a problem getting some people to take their 1st dose. If we move to 3 with respect to travel or so, it makes it even harder for countries like Grenada, but we will endeavor.
Recently, the Ministry of Health noted that only AstraZeneca booster shots are being administered, as Pfizer is currently preferred by citizens.
With regards to AstraZeneca, where the uptake is slower, we are offering, of the doses that we have, we are offering a 3rd dose to those persons who have received the 2 doses and wish to have a 3rd, and they fall into any of the criteria. They are over 65, they have some underlying health issue, or they work in front line that puts them at increased risk for infection.
Over 350 doses of booster shots have already been administered. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
A group of concerned citizens gathered at the Attorney General's office on Thursday seeking a repeal of Regulations 10 in relation to COVID-19 vaccines. Chrislina John was on site as the group sought to challenge government's COVID-19 policy.
A group that calls itself Grenadians for COVID Justice is taking the office of the Attorney General to task. Last week, it was the leader of the Grenada Renaissance Party, Martin Washington Edwards, informing the nation that he filed an injunction against Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and Health Minister Nicholas Steele, seeking to halt the current vaccination campaign while challenging the named government ministers for infringing on the rights of Grenadians. Just about 3 p.m. Thursday, the group, most of whom are employees who refused the COVID-19 vaccine and were sent home from various workplaces, entered the office of the Attorney General, located on H. Street, to demand a withdrawal of Regulations 10, which they say mandates vaccination for Grenadians. Leading the charge was Earl Maitland. He says government has a moral and legal responsibility to test the vaccine or its contents before making it mandatory for people.
Right? We are here to speak to the Attorney General so that she would use her knowledge and her discretion to actually say to the government that this makes no sense, that these laws are actually not in conformity, or these regulations, I should say, are not in conformity with the Constitution. The government has an obligation to honor the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution. They should not be able to pass any regulations or any laws that contradict the Constitution, especially the fundamental rights and freedoms of the good people of Grenada, especially persons here.
The group was not successful in seeing the Attorney General, Mrs. Dia Forrester. Maitland deemed the present situation where people are sent home from their jobs and cannot sustain themselves like a pandemic of poverty.
I was told that the Attorney General is not at the building, nor is the Solicitor General. My information was taken, and I was told that I would be contacted for an appointment. I do hope that this happens sooner than later, because we are in a state of emergency, and not due to the pandemic, but due to the unconstitutional actions the government has taken against the people.
As a concerned citizen, he expressed disappointment with some of government's recent decisions, one of which include no quarantine requirement for fully vaccinated people entering the country.
One of the most unintelligent stance that the government has taken is to remove the quarantine period for vaccinated persons who medical experts abroad and locally would have informed us they will be able to spread the virus. Talking about persons coming off of a tourist boat and walking through the town of Grenada and elsewhere. How is the government going to control that if they cannot control a quarantine facility? It is only going to endanger our lives.
The group distributed leaflets to passers-by as a means of reminding people of their constitutional rights. Christelina John, GBN News.
The newly elected executive of the National Democratic Congress paid tribute to long-standing members of the party who have paved the way for what is shaping up to be an interesting composition heading into the general elections, which are constitutionally due in 2023. Cherian Blackman-Stephen picks up this story.
Former political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Mrs. Joan Purcell, embraced the recently elected executive of the party, filled with renewed hope.
I must say that there was a time when I felt I'd kind of given up on what was happening in our nation. I think everybody know about my love for Nazim Burke and the contribution I felt that he could have made. But today, God has spoken. Deacon Mitchell is our leader.
She served notice as a proud prayer warrior that she will be warring for good governance, transparency, accountability, and competence.
I am thrilled to see that we have a new generation of leaders, and Larry and Tevin are a part of this. And also for not so young political leader, or political leader who looks young, but who is brilliant, who is experienced in his own field, and from what I've heard him, as I hear him speak, he's obviously a reader, he's not a Donald Trump.
Former Former Prime Minister and political leader of the NDC, Mr. Tillman Thomas, as well as former political leader Nazim Burke and outgoing General Secretary Mr. Glenn Noel were among many recognized by the party for their long-standing service to the development of the party. A special award was presented to the family of former Prime Minister Mr. George Brizan, a founding member of the party. The newly elected NDC executive under the leadership of Deacon Mitchell on Saturday celebrated their contribution with tokens of appreciation.
The purpose of this evening's function was really to say thank you to all of you who made the beginning of this journey possible for myself and all of the newly elected members of the National Executive. We wanted to ensure that the outgoing executive appreciated the fact that we wanted to honor you for the service you've given to the organization in what undoubtedly were trying times, difficult times, and to let you know that we appreciate the fact that service really is the highest of virtues.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
This is GBN Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, GBN's Health shines spotlight on men's health as Friday is observed as International Men's Day. Stay with us.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Save energy, save a time, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Light up this Christmas with Republic. Come on and brighten up the holidays with Republic.
Light up your Christmas with Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. Before we get into this story, a word of caution for our viewers, as the following video may be hard for some to watch. Let's get into it. The hand of one man was completely severed after what appeared to be an altercation on the carnage on Monday. The act of maiming resulted in one man being rushed to the general hospital and the other placed on bail. Following the incident, the accused, whose name was not verified up to news time, was arrested and charged for maiming and was placed on $10,000 bail. Both individuals, according to police, reside at Fontenoy, St. George. The video was recorded by a passerby in a vehicle. In other news, Digicel Grenada is back at it again, giving away over $25,000 in prizes this Christmas with our 2021 holiday promotion. In this report, Rena Perry-Thomas will tell you how you can win.
Grenadians can win up to $30,000 in prizes as part of Digicel's 2021 Christmas promotion, which was launched on Thursday. It aims to give service users a gamified experience through a task that will be provided on the Digicel app platform. Once complete, users can win many prizes ranging from free phone credit to cash. Shanika Peters, marketing executive at Digicel, says that the More Ways to Win promotion is easy and fun as the company tries to put a smile on customers' faces for the Christmas season.
Everyone can be a winner this Christmas with Digicel. We are leveraging all of our apps, products, and services so that Digicel customers can be rewarded simply for being a part of the Digicel family. And the My Digicel app will serve as a go-to place for all of this related prizes. Grand prize draw. In the first position, that customer would receive $8,000 in cash. Second prize winner would receive $4,000 in cash. And third place winner would receive 4 smartphones plus 1 year free Digicel service.
Peters spoke of the $500 shoppers sweep promotion.
But customers who top up $25 or more, they would be able to receive a $500 supermarket sweep, and that would be happening at the Foodland supermarket during the month of November and also the month of December. Ensure that you have a Digicel Prime bundle or a Prime Plus bundle activated to your phone. Ensure that you have all of our digital apps downloaded to your phone, as that is the main way you would be able to receive points and you would be able to receive cash and prizes daily.
The completion of tasks can also help you win points to win a bigger reward. Head of Commercial Zorina Andel said the phone company is also providing fiber optic internet to domestic homes throughout the island. While not the entire island is covered under the optic lines, homeowners who do have access to obtain the internet package can also win.
Digicel Plus is the new name for Digicel's best-in-class home and entertainment service. And with a promise of simply more power, speed, and reliability, Digicel is ensuring that the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique can stay connected to the global economy and having amazing entertainment options thanks to its amazing home fiber network. The introduction of Digicel Plus comes on the back of government's CARSIP investment. Before CARSIP, 1 gigabyte speeds were unimaginable for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and today it is more than a possibility. Currently in major towns with new locations soon to come, Digicel Plus has a special launch offer to customers of free installation this Christmas season.
The promotion commenced from Thursday, the 18th of November and ends on the 30th of December. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
In observing International Men's Day on Friday, the Public Workers Union and its men's arm is putting on a health fair for men. The health fair is being done in conjunction with members of the corporate community, including Clear Vision, the Ministry of Health, the American Medical Students Association of SGU, among others. Gerard Joseph has the details.
Noting the prevalence of lifestyle diseases among men, interim chair of the men's arm of PWU, Arthur Pear, says the health fair was organized taking into consideration the expense of healthcare and men's natural unwillingness to seek out care.
You know, a guy would tell you he okay, he all right, and then you hear he falls sick and he dies. We have lost a number of our men folk, persons who just after retirement would have died, persons even before retirement become very ill and is unable to work. So we felt that it was necessary to create an opportunity where men can come and get their checks.
Pierre says, while the health fair is open to all interested men, there is a special focus on men within the PWU.
They are able to, free of cost, check issues with diabetes, all right, hypertension, check their blood pressure. We have prostate checks. We have, you can check your vision. We do have COVID. We are in the middle of the COVID issue. So we have COVID testing and vaccination as well.
The health fair is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. on Friday and end at around 5 to 6 p.m. in the confines of PW headquarters on Port Highway. The interim chair of the men's arm says an afternoon educational segment will be a highlight of the men's health fair via informed discussions in various areas.
Nutrition is one, mental health another. We have herbal medicine, okay, and of course we have men's sexual health. That I'm sure would generate some interest among our men folk. So we have created that opportunity, created that space so where men can come and really and truly get an opportunity to check their health, find out exactly what's happening, if steps are needed to be taken.
The health fair forms part of PW's week, which officially commences on Sunday. Pierre says the union is seeking to make it an annual venture. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And for this week's GBN Health Edition, the focus turns to men's health once again, as International Men's Day is right around the corner.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
International Men's Day is held annually on November 19th. It is an opportunity to celebrate men and boys in all their diversity. Many people worldwide also use the day to highlight some of the key social issues that men and boys around the world face. Due to a number of factors, including social norms, upbringing, and the role models men are presented with, men's mental health issues have gone unrecognized for a long time. Dr. Augustine Panju placed some of these issues under the microscope.
Society has a lot of expectations, and they are supposed to, Joe. Society, our families, the country, the world are supposed to have a lot of expectations of man, of you and I. There is no question about it. However, the way society and the rest of the world have cultured us, have trained us, have imbibed us, have the way that they have shaped our destiny, there is always a conflict between the way they treat us, train us, and the way they expect us to perform. And Joe, that is the greatest conflict of man.
Have you ever heard the term hypermasculinization? Well, this is a term that refers to the extreme and harmful gender role that has been created and encouraged in many societies, the one that makes men feel as if crying is weak or feminine. It is a gender role that teaches men that they need to be handy, strong, and emotionally silent, and should be hunting, grilling meat, and watching sports rather than developing a healthy relationship with their own emotions.
Society expects us to suffer physical and emotional pain, but we must do so in silence. The qualities most admired in men as we prepare to enter 2022 are bravery, strength, and anger. Any other emotion is weak, and weakness is unacceptable.
Psychologists say hypermasculinization is not only problematic, but it has also created a culture of men afraid to express their emotions for fear of shaming by those around them. Experts also noted that it has created a culture of men that feel they must bottle these emotions up and keep them hidden deep within, a habit that can lead to depression and even harm a man's overall health. For this year's International Men's Day, men are encouraged to
He understands his own emotions and feelings. Okay? So the premise is that one, I understand. I understand when I'm happy. I understand when I'm sad. I understand when I'm angry. I understand when I'm embarrassed, when I feel guilty. These emotions, these are powerful emotions. And a man who is or a woman who is emotionally intelligent has the capacity to be in tune with his own feelings and emotions.
For this week's Health Update, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Rena Perry-Thomas has been looking around the platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
The boyfriend of a UK woman who vanished in the U.S. Virgin Islands over 8 months ago has reportedly been lying low in Grenada. International media reports that the 44-year-old was in the Spice Isle trying to sell the luxury catamaran for close to $333,000. But as his family encourages him to return home, he is once again missing. GBN brought this story and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Gittins said, marine law is funny. U.S. Coast Guard can aboard any ship in the Caribbean waters suspected of trafficking drugs, but can't aboard the yacht of a suspected crime scene? Corey wrote, if the government put policy in place to have back checks as to who docks on island, these things won't happen. So sad. Holick commented, the USVI could not even provide a shred of evidence or name him a suspect as to obtain a search warrant for the search of the boat. So what and why our government should do that? Some people don't listen and understand, but just like to talk out of turn. Alexander said, don't be surprised if this man carrying a Grenadian passport. And finally, Bailey commented, but don't you think the government of Grenada can put things in place to make it safer for others? Not because the rest of the world is careless means Grenada should follow. That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, the Grenada National Resort Heng Sheng Group in La Vera presents 44,000 EC dollars to members of Parliament to assist community residents. This is GBN News at 7.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom, for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communals. Contact us today.
Immerse yourself in the pure and simple fragrances celebrating the best of nature, delicate flowers, the great outdoors, and the open ocean with Beep Air Freshener. Calming vanilla, berry burst, captivating orchid, cotton flower, ocean spray, and water lily make up the Beep Pure and Simple fragrance collection, capturing the purity and simplicity of nature that you can enjoy from the comfort of your home. Beep, for a happy, healthy home.
With Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank. This Christmas, your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. More than 200 people in the parish of St. Patrick will receive shopping vouchers meant to put smiles on their faces for the Christmas season. This is being made possible by the Grenada National Resort Heng Sheng Group in Lavera. We get more in this report.
On Wednesday, $44,000 EC was handed over to Parliamentary Representative for St. Patrick East Pamela Moses and Senator Victor Philip, who represented Anthony Boswin for St. Patrick West. The funds collected are expected to go towards 220 people in the parish through vouchers that will be accepted by various supermarkets and small shops in the area. A representative from the Grenada National Resort, Rock Bay, says he sees potential in Grenada and is happy to assist the vulnerable people in the parish.
In the future, I believe we can do more about our community, our people, our project. We must work together for the living standard for the people, for the children, for the family, to make our community a better place to live. We believe, just like Moses said, we have hope, we have humanity. I see very great potential in Grenada. I'm so happy to be part of it, to make it a better place to live. Thank you again. Thank you, everyone. I believe we'll do more. Okay, back to you.
Mrs. Moses, who is the Parliamentary Secretary with responsibility for Youth and Religious Affairs in the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Religious Affairs, said she is happy that some families will be able to get some relief, especially as they have been hard hit by the pandemic. She said these community contributions are always welcomed.
Your ample support will assist us in our mission of community intervention in providing relief supplies for the most vulnerable families throughout St. Patrick, who have been affected tremendously one way or another by the pandemic. We are optimistic and committed to find alternative ways to be of support and be that little bit of hope to the people in this precarious time. Your kind gesture has truly made a difference for us, and we're honored and will definitely do the same for all the families who will be benefiting from your act of kindness and humanitarianism.
Senator Victor Philip, in his remarks, welcomed the gesture made by the Grenada National Resort.
We are very much thankful for and appreciative of what you are doing today. It will reach out to a lot of the vulnerable ones who I know by your involvement in what you're doing today will bring tears to the eyes and gladness to the heart. So as representative from the St. Patrick's West and on the whole St. Patrick's, I would like to say a heartfelt thank you for your generous gesture, and we continue to work together for the betterment of our people.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
In water, plants are able to collect carbon dioxide, water, and other nutrients from the surrounding water for growth and survival. The roots of a plant perform a range of services that are essential to the survival of any plant. Precisely, their roots absorb water and the nutrients from the soil or water, help to anchor the plant, and often store large quantities of food. Our eyesore reporter says, quote, "You grow based on root formation," unquote. Continue to send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Up next, the weather report and forecast, followed by sports, regional and international news.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Eat safe foods after an emergency or disaster. Unsafe foods can make you sick, even if it looks and smells normal. Throw away foods that come into contact with flood waters, have an unusual smell, color, or texture, and foods in damaged, rusted, or swollen cans. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Life's moving moments don't always work as planned. That emotional hug during the graduation ceremony, sudden sightings of old schoolmates during a shopping trip, things can go a little off track quickly. With 15-way voice and video calls, group chats with up to 1,000 persons, and free messaging, Bib helps you share the happiness and be prepared whenever life hits. Keep the good times going. Share it on Bib. Bib, more than just a messaging app. Download Bib today.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Now let's take a look at what the weather is expected to be like tonight and for the next 3 days. The minimum temperature tonight, 25 degrees Celsius. The weather will be partly cloudy with a few brief showers and some fair spells. Winds will be east-northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate with waves up to 6 feet in open waters. Tides will be low at 8:30 p.m. and high at 2:45 a.m. On Friday, sunrise will be at 6:07 a.m. and sunset 5:40 p.m. The weather will be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with a few brief showers, mainly during the morning and night. On Saturday, sunrise will be at 6:07 a.m. and sunset 5:40 p.m. The weather will be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with the isolated morning and nighttime showers. Looking ahead to Sunday, sunrise and sunset will be at 6:08 a.m. and 5:40 p.m. respectively. The weather will be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with isolated nighttime showers. And that's a look at the weather report and forecast. Stay tuned. Sports is next. Good evening, sporting fans. Let's bowl off this evening with cricket. The West Indies senior men's team arrived in Gali ahead of their two-match test series against Sri Lanka, which starts on Sunday. The team was given a warm welcome as they arrived at their hotel. Unfortunately, the men missed out on some much-needed match practice as their warm-up encounter was completely washed out by rain. Let's get more details in this report.
The West Indies senior men's team arrived in Gali earlier today ahead of their two-match test series versus Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, the men in maroon missed out on much-needed match practice as their warm-up encounter against a Sri Lanka President's 11 was completely washed out. The squad will have a few net sessions before the next few matches bowled off on November 21st. Captain Craig Brathwaite will be leading a squad containing a good mix of experience and youth, with Trinidadian Jeremy Solozano poised to make his international debut. The last time these two teams clashed was earlier this year in March, where both matches ended in a draw.
And now let's move to football. The Reggae Boys were denied victory against the United States in their CONCACAF World Cup qualifier as the game ended 1-1.
Making here is a great play by Tim Weah. A 1-2 with Ricardo Pepe, and then the shot. No chance for Andre Blake. Had coverage by Bobby Reed, but then Michael Antonio decided to take things to his own hands. Or his right foot. Look at this shot. Top corner. Nothing Zach Steffen could have done.
But the result could have been different for the Reggae Boys, who thought they had the points in the bag, only for Damian Lowe's header to be ruled out. It's still unclear as to why the goal was not given, as video evidence does not show a foul on the play.
And finally, a record-tying night not only propelled Canada to a 2-1 win over Mexico at Commonwealth Stadium, but put the Canadians at the top of their CONCACAF World Cup group. As the 8 remaining teams in CONCACAF each completed the 8th of their 14-game schedules in the Octagon, Canada, a country that hasn't been to a World Cup since 1986, is on top.
We start in Kingston, where Jamaica needed to pull off an upset against table toppers United States, but were trailing after only 11 minutes through a Tim Weah strike.
It's Stardust football from Timothy Weah to open the account.
But the Reggae Boys have a potent marksman in Mikel Antonio, who pulled this one from out of the top draw to get the Jamaicans level.
With a blast from range to level it for Jamaica.
It was a bruising match with many hard tackles, and the Jamaicans could feel aggrieved to see Damian Lowe's header disallowed for a soft contact with Walker Zimmerman. A controversial call that spared the Americans and punished Jamaica, as this one ended 1-1. With the Americans dropping points, either Canada or Mexico could have capitalized on a snowy, frigid affair in Edmonton. Canada have failed to beat Mexico in World Cup qualifying in 45 years and took the lead through Kyle Larin just before the halftime whistle. And Larin would make it a double early in the second period, guiding home past Ochoa in goal. Mexico never looked at ease in the conditions and pulled one back in the 90th, but fell to a 2-1 defeat, meaning Canada were now topping the table and Mexico are now third on 14 points. And the Mexicans have company on 14 points as Panama were forced to overcome an early deficit at home to El Salvador. Cecilio Waterman was on target again for Panama in the 50th to draw them level.
The header is in! Cecilio Waterman equalizes for Panama!
Before Freddy Gondola scored 2 minutes later to give Panama a 2-1 win and momentum heading into the business end of World Cup qualifying. Costa Rica, usually a perennial in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, are struggling for consistency with an aging side.
It's Oscar Duarte!
But they pulled off a dramatic 2-1 win over Honduras, with Jason Torres striking very late into additional time to keep Costa Rica in contention in 5th place on 9 points. Terrence Clark, TV6 Sport.
And that's the sports news for now. Regional and international developments are up next. And now for some regional news, we begin in Antigua, where Director of Education Claire Brown has rubbished suggestions in some quarters that unvaccinated students have been neglected by the authorities. Unless those students have an exemption from the vaccine, they are not allowed in the physical classroom and are now learning remotely until they are vaccinated. Let's get more in this report.
This country's education director has rubbished the promulgations in certain sections of the media that unvaccinated youth who have not yet returned to face-to-face learning are being deprived of an education.
Vaccinated students were allowed to face-to-face, were allowed to access face-to-face instruction. Unvaccinated students, still students of this country, remain in the learning environment, but the remote learning environment. The students are still a part of a registered part of whatever the school is.
Claire Brown describes how teachers continue to ensure those who remain in the remote learning environment are in fact still being reached.
Many of our teachers have gone above and beyond the call of duty, and so they have used the Google Classroom, and they have tried to do synchronous teaching. not very easy to accomplish asynchronously. They try to reach students, and not every student has a device, not every student has connectivity, but through printed learning packages, then we continue to engage our charges.
He maintains the ministry is concerned about all the nation's children and will continue to provide access to education for all.
If we just allow students to be out there on their own, learning gaps that were already created by remote learning will only get wider and wider and wider. And allow me to offer profound gratitude to our principals and our teachers, those persons who are on the front line of education delivery, who continue day after day to exert themselves to ensure that schools run.
For ABS News, I'm Ursula Charles Jr.
It is costly, but we are willing to pay for it, was the utterances of the advisor of the Minister of Health, Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, in response to questions put forward on whether the government of Guyana can afford to procure the antiviral COVID-19 pills. Here are the details from Kendall Richmond.
The plans to procure the antiviral COVID-19 pills were first announced by the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, during his daily COVID-19 update on Monday. According to medical experts, antiviral drugs are designed to prevent serious illness in someone who has developed COVID-19. However, the drugs should not be considered a replacement for COVID-19 vaccines, which are designed to stop the replication of the coronavirus as soon as it enters the body. So far in clinical trials, Merck's antiviral molnupiravir, which is being developed in collaboration with Ridgeback Biotherapeutics, reduced rates of COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths by roughly 50%, while Pfizer's antiviral pill Paxlovid reduced COVID-19 hospitalization and death by 89%. Against this backdrop, and while the cost to procure these pills are unknown, Dr. Ramsamy is of the expectation that the COVID-19 antiviral pills will be as costly, much like the COVID-19 vaccines. However, he contends that when it comes to effectively responding to the COVID-19 pandemic, the cost of any medication is not a matter of concern for the government. The biggest challenge in acquiring the COVID-19 vaccines has always been access, since developed countries were found to be hoarding the vaccines, thus barring developing nations from acquiring the doses that they need. As such, Dr. Ramsamy believes that, like the vaccines, there will be some form of inequity in the acquisition and the distribution of the antiviral pills. The real issue and concern will be in the area of accessibility and not so much the affordability of the product. Over the past weeks, Guyana has recorded a decline in new COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths, a phenomenon the health minister continues to attribute to high vaccine uptake. It is therefore believed that these pills will help to further reduce the country's hospitalization rate. For the HDP 90 News, Kendall Richmond.
And now let's move internationally. Government officials in India's capital have passed a range of emergency measures to address the worsening air quality. Schools and colleges in New Delhi have closed indefinitely, and many businesses have shut their doors. Residents are urged to work from home, and trucks carrying non-essential goods are banned as New Delhi's air pollution hits dangerous levels.
In New Delhi, emergency measures to protect people from a pollution crisis. Schools and colleges are closed indefinitely. Classes will be taught online. Polluting industries like construction have been ordered to shut down until next week, and nearly all vehicles are banned from entering the city. These people aren't pleased.
Gradually, the school should open because I want to play with my friends, have fun with my classmates, and also learn better.
We don't need knee-jerk solutions to this kind of problems because those things will never solve it.
Authorities are sprinkling water to settle dust and using anti-smog guns. They're also encouraging people to work from home. One climate activist asked the Supreme Court to force authorities to reduce pollution levels.
Every morning we get hefty affidavits containing long lists of promises and assurances from various governments, but nothing is changing.
Experts say the government needs to involve corporations and citizen groups to make its policies more effective.
What we need are, more concrete measures which can actually go beyond just the policy directive from the government to the community and to other stakeholder groups. Policy is a statement of intent, but what we need is direct action, and multi-stakeholder engagement is needed.
The new steps are facing political and legal problems. Construction unions are challenging the ban, and Punjab's government is asking for more funds to help stop farmers from burning their crop residue. The Met Department predicts the weather will remain dire for the next few days because of falling temperatures and slow winds. The Supreme Court will decide next week whether the city will go into lockdown. Much of that depends on whether the measures that have been taken have any effect. Pavni Mittal, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.
That's it for regional and international news. A recap of the headlines is next. And now let's take a look back at what made news tonight. Public Workers Union claims government ministers got 4% salary increase, but one minister says that's not so. Questions around the number of doses required to be considered fully vaccinated against COVID-19. NDC executive pays tribute to long-standing members of the party. Trade union using International Men's Day as an opportunity to get men to check their health. Regionally, unvaccinated students have been neglected by the authorities in Antigua and Barbuda, and internationally, schools in the Indian capital shut indefinitely as smog worsens. In sports, West Indies senior men's team arrived in Gali ahead of their two-match test series against Sri Lanka. That's the end of GBN Nightly News for Thursday, November 18th, 2021. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh. On behalf of the entire GBN News team, have a good night.